Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to another video from Average FPL. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support. Last video got loads of support, which was just awesome. So yeah, appreciate that. And so yeah, let's get into it. So we've got my team so far this game week in terms of points scored for game week 36. Currently got the bench boost on the go, so you can see it there. And it's not the best game week ever. I'm on 40 points at the moment, but I just feel like the rotation is all over the place and teams are sort of beating other teams that you wouldn't necessarily expect. And with that, really, I mean, it's good in a sense that the bench boost is there because I'm getting a lot of players that are scoring 1 or 2 points who might be coming on as a sub. And at this stage, I'm kind of just banking on the fact that if they've been rotated for the first game, then they're at least going to get in and play in the second game. So there's still lots of football to play, but I just wanted to get this video out now. We're going to look at free hitting for game week 37. I'm personally thinking of now free hitting for game week 38, and we'll go into that in a bit more detail in a second. So, game week rank so far of just outside 3.5 million, and this is my rank overall now. I think I've dropped down a bit. I'm getting ever so close to getting outside the top 900,000. But like I said, there's a lot of football still to play this week, and hopefully we can turn it around, get some big returns from some players that you would expect returns from Kane and Son. Kane and Salah, but they're not quite doing it just right now. So this is my team as it stands for game week 37 without free hitting. So I've still got a free hit to use. I am open to using it in 37, but there's not loads of fixtures that or teams that have double game weeks that make me think, and I'm kind of leaning towards using it in 38 because just in the last game week of any season, there are just some crazy score lines. Like, you get 6-0, you get high scoring draws because certain teams are finished for the year, really, and they just don't care anymore. And certain teams are really pushing for the title Champions League or relegation, and they're super motivated. So you get these really motivated teams playing these unmotivated teams, and from there, you just get these huge score lines. And I also think last game of the season, everyone's got quite a relaxed vibe. If you get these games where there's two teams who don't really have much to play for, they kind of just go for it, and you get a lot more goals than you would do in a normal game week. So that's the reason why I'm thinking of free hitting on 38 rather than 37. I had my heart set on the free hitting in 37, but I looked at the team for this week and I have a few double game weekers already. And the ones that I don't, they've actually got quite good fixtures. So I've got, Wolves defence are still in there. Sarr and Cody played Norwich at home. Okay, great. Potential 2 clean sheets there. Thiago Silva and Havertz playing Leicester at home. Leicester not great at the moment, but all over the place after European exit. And I've got, a few Salah playing Southampton away, Kane playing Burnley at home. They're good fixtures for teams that are very motivated. Cancelo playing West Ham. Again, West Ham just knocked out of Europe. And then I've got the doubles already there. You've got players like Cash and Gordon for Everton and Villa. They have good fixtures. They look at those fixtures, you just think, well, I already got those players in, and the bench doesn't look awful either. Tony could score, Pookie could score. Um, so I'm kind of thinking, oh well, it's not like it would be last game week in 36 where I would have had, loads and loads of teams had double game weeks, and if my team looked like this, I'd feel like I was missing out. I feel like I've already got some influence in those double game weeks, and I think at some stage to go too far into the double game weekers, it's kind of putting all your eggs in one basket when you've got a lot of good, bordering on excellent, single game week fixtures. I look at that team, I just think, well, for my goalkeeper and defender, if they get a clean sheet, how many more points is a double game week player for Everton or Villa? If I put them in defence, how many more points are they going to get than that? So yeah, let me know what you think about my team and my strategy for using my free hit. I feel like you sort of trained to think that you should use your free hit in the middle of the season. and I've kind of just been left with it right at the end now. I've not run out of game weeks. I was planning on using it now, but I've got to this stage. I just think, why not just save it for last game week season, go all in, try and get that big points in the final game week. So these are fixtures for this game week. So we've got doubles for teams like Leicester, Villa, Burnley, Palace, Everton. So you've got not great teams doubling there. You've got teams like Villa and Palace who aren't playing for much. A team like Leicester who are a bit all out of sorts. And they've got one good fixture against Watford, but another against Chelsea, and both are away. So, you can make an argument for and against, really, in terms of these teams. You look at Burnley's fixtures as well, you've got Villa, but you've got Spurs before, and Spurs are going to want to win that. The actual best team to look for right now is Everton. In a bit of good form, won the last couple of games, got that momentum, and the two teams they're playing, Brentford and Crystal Palace, kind of just mid-table, thinking about the holidays already. So if you were gonna get anyone on a free hit, I think you would get in Everton players. And I think captaining someone like Richarlison isn't out of the question if you were dead set on captaining a double game week player. I know some people, if there's a double game week, you've got to captain them no matter what. So I think someone like Richarlison would be a great captain if you were to go down that road. Um, if you weren't going to capture a double game week player, I think you've got all the usual suspects here instead. Your Salah, your Mane, maybe a Man City player, Kane or Son. I think would all be great for these single game week teams. So this is my free hit team. If I was going to free hit this game week, so I'm not. Well, I don't know. It's kind of see how it goes, but I'm not planning on free hitting anymore. What we have here is a lot of triple ups. So really, if you're going to free hit now, you're free hitting for game week 37 because you want double game week players in. Um, so really, you'll have your Kane, your Salah probably already, Cancelo already there. So you're getting in these players for a 1 week risk who you don't want for the final game week of the season. So I've gone with triple Everton, triple Villa, um, triple Crystal Palace, although one's on the bench, um, and then a few dotted around as well. So I've still kept hold of trend. I think these good teams with single game weeks should definitely not be overlooked, even if you're free hitting. I think if you want to risk the rotation and put them in, then go for it. I just think these players for these teams look the best. I think Villa have a great chance of keeping at least one clean sheet, maybe even two, especially against Palace. Two fixtures at home, and I think Ollie Watkins, you could maybe look at if you've got the funds, getting Danny Ings instead. It's kind of who you prefer in that. But I think a Villa attacker against those defences is a really good idea to get in. Talked about captaining Richarlison, backing it up here with this double with this free hit team. He's got a double game week. I think he has two home fixtures as well. Again, Brentford, Crystal Palace. Why not? I know I've been sort of slating Crystal Palace a bit, but they're also playing Villa and Everton. Whilst they've got two away games, I think someone like Zaha is just a really good shout for someone that could get one or two goals. He's a bit of a streaky player, and he scored recently. Scored his last game week, so he's the sort of person that you get to this stage of the season and you think, oh, Zaha, he's trying to get a move away, and he starts maybe putting in that extra bit of effort and to put himself in the shop window. Um, went with Pickford in goal. Think again, Everton. Looking at those fixtures, you should definitely get an Everton defender in there if you're free hitting. I think it's quite a good game week defensively because these teams that Villa and Everton are playing typically aren't scoring loads of goals. I know Palace have been a bit more free flowing this season. Um, but in terms of the motivation factor, they don't have it really. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think that's a pretty solid free hit team. But if you've got different ideas, great to hear them. Like I say, any support on the channel is greatly appreciated. And thank you very much for listening. See you in the next one.